Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to our sacred space of Magnetize Official. This video has two parts. First is Divine Feminine, and second is Divine Masculine. Ever wondered how the Divine Masculine experiences twin flame love? Join us in this podcast episode as we dive into this captivating topic, exploring the unique journey of the Divine Masculine in twin flame love and how it differs from the Divine Feminines. Twin flame love operates on two levels, an energetic bond and a physical connection. This timeless, unbreakable bond transcends lifetimes and touches the very core of our souls. The physical level involves our conscious thoughts and emotions in the 3D world. Both the masculine and feminine twin flames feel this profound bond, but the Divine Masculine's experience is distinct. We'll uncover these fascinating differences and gain deeper insights into the twin flame connection. Often, Divine Feminine twin flames find themselves in a fear-based mentality, wondering if the Divine Masculine feels the same love. If you're one of these Divine Feminines, you're not alone. While the Divine Masculine is equally connected to this soul bond, he experiences it differently. Let's dive into these differences and better understand the Divine Masculine's perspective. The Divine Masculine's experience of the twin flame connection, especially regarding attraction, is unique. Initially, he may interpret his feelings of attraction physically, but this attraction spans all his chakra centers and his entire energy body. It's not just about the lower chakras linked to physical attraction, but encompasses a deeper, holistic connection. Join us as we explore these intriguing nuances of the Divine Masculine's twin flame journey. He's also drawn to the feminine through higher-level chakras connected to spirituality, intuition, and the soul, including the crown chakra, which signifies their divine connection. However, the masculine primarily feels a strong physical attraction to the Divine Feminine. He often believes this attraction is due to her physical appearance, maybe her body, or the way she carries herself. He might think, "I must be really attracted to something physical about her." But in reality, it's her energy he's truly drawn to, even if he doesn't realize it right away. These feelings of attraction can be so powerful that the masculine can sense them even through a screen, despite being oceans apart. He might feel this intense pull over a text message or during a phone call, without even seeing the feminine. This tangible physical attraction is incredibly strong for him. While the Divine Feminine also feels physical attraction, the masculine often experiences it in a more overwhelming and dominant way. You might wonder, is my masculine really experiencing our connection like this? Especially if he hasn't communicated or been vocal about it. Remember, masculine energy often stays silent about feelings, finding it hard to articulate the intensity, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, of what they're experiencing. So even if your masculine hasn't expressed these feelings, it doesn't mean he hasn't felt them. Even if the masculine runs from the connection or denies it with his words, that physical pull and attraction to the feminine will always be there beneath the surface. The Divine Masculine also experiences twin flame love through intense vulnerability and transformation. It's not just about being open, it's about being broken open. This vulnerability can be overwhelming, causing the masculine to try and dismiss these feelings with logic. He'll attempt to rationalize and reason his way out of what he's feeling for the Divine Feminine. However, this ultimately fails because the soul bond between twin flames is unbreakable and unchangeable. The third way the masculine feels the connection differently is in his inability to escape it. Even if he tries to run away, push the feminine away, or deny the connection, He can't escape his thoughts of her, the 5D communication, the dreams, and the visions of being with her. If he tries to pursue romantic connections with others after meeting the divine feminine, he'll find himself unable to fully connect. The divine feminine remains an inescapable presence in his mind and heart, no matter how hard he tries to move on. He finds himself searching for her, or pieces of her, in everyone he meets, and ultimately, everything in his life seems to lead him back to where his heart truly belongs. His divine, feminine counterpart. The fourth way the masculine experiences twin flame love differently is in how he expresses that love. Often, the divine feminine is like the queen of the upper chakra centers early in the connection, while the ultimate goal is total integration. Where both twins clear blocks from all chakra centers, they tend to have initial strengths and tendencies. Generally, the divine feminine has stronger upper chakra energy. She is more vocal, communicative, and in tune with her inner voice, thanks to her strong throat chakra. She is also more intuitive and consciously aware of the divine nature of the connection, with a more open third eye and crown chakra compared to the masculine initially. This means she often articulates her feelings for the masculine and the spiritual connection she shares with him with eloquence. Many divine feminines are inspired by their love for their masculine counterpart to create, whether it's artwork, music, poetry, or writing, as a way to express this profound love through creative endeavors. In contrast, the masculine tends to have stronger lower chakra energy, dominating the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. This gives him greater confidence and a more physically oriented energy early on compared to the divine feminine. Because of this, the love he feels for the divine feminine often inspires him in his 3D physical work, even if he doesn't verbalize it. This might mean striving for a better career, aiming for higher pay, or working to bring more material abundance and stability into his life. The love he feels motivates him to improve his 3D reality and create a more secure and abundant life. This is also why, when the masculine feels he can't provide the material stability he believes his divine feminine counterpart deserves, he may push her away, go cold, or pull back. From the feminine's perspective, this can be confusing. However, the masculine often withdraws because he wants to offer a life of material stability and support to his feminine. When he feels incapable of providing that, he may think, "I want to give you what you deserve, but I don't feel ready, so I'm pulling away to prepare for our future." Now is a highly requested part 2 to my video. How does the divine masculine experience twin flame love differently? In a twin flame connection, the divine masculine experiences love in a unique way compared to the divine feminine. So, what sets apart the divine masculine's experience of twin flame love? In our previous discussion, we explored how these differences stem from the distinct focuses of masculine versus feminine energies in the physical realm. We highlighted how the divine feminine naturally thrives in the upper chakra centers, such as the crown, third eye, and throat chakras, making her more vocal and intuitive in recognizing and sensing the profound spiritual connection. Conversely, the divine masculine tends to feel more grounded and at ease in the lower chakra energies, the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. They have a strong sense of self anchored in their physical identity in this life. They gravitate towards material pursuits, and their energy carries a denser quality compared to the lighter, ethereal energy often associated with the divine feminine. So, how does the divine masculine's experience of twin flame love differ? One significant difference lies in how he expresses admiration for the divine feminine. It often takes the form of a silent, stoic admiration, an energy that emanates from him and can be felt by the feminine on a soulful, energetic level. Yet, from her physical 3D perspective, this silent admiration can sometimes feel perplexing. Especially for the wounded divine feminine, in moments of emotional vulnerability, she may feel profoundly unsettled by the masculine's tendency to express admiration primarily through his energy, a silent display of love and adoration. This sentiment becomes particularly poignant during physical separations or when communication between twin flame counterparts feels strained. There's a deeper reason behind this behavior, beyond the fact that, as we discussed earlier, the masculine often struggles with a less developed throat chakra energy early in the connection. Generally, it's challenging for the divine masculine to verbalize in tangible 3D terms what he feels for the divine feminine. Even more significantly, the divine masculine chooses silence in his admiration during times when he feels, on a soul level, that he may not currently have much to offer the divine feminine in the physical realm. When he doesn't feel ready to fully embrace her light and actively participate in her world, he may appear distant. Ironically, from his higher self perspective, he deeply respects and admires the divine feminine as she blossoms into her authentic self and empowers herself. Yet, he's keenly aware of his own inner challenges that he's still navigating when he witnesses her radiant brilliance. There's a sense of wanting to honor and not overshadow her brilliance or diminish her journey in any way. He values her path and strives not to detract from it amidst his own struggles. Now, this perspective is firmly rooted in the physical realm because on a soul level, twin flames naturally support each other energetically. They share an eternal bond where giving and receiving aren't separate actions. Everything simply coexists as part of their connection. When one twin undergoes an energetic shift, it naturally influences the other, whether positively or at times challengingly. From the divine masculine's human perspective, particularly when he observes the divine feminine thriving spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or in the physical world, he may seem distant if there's a gap or disconnect between them. This can be confusing for the feminine, leading her to ask, why isn't he more involved in celebrating my growth and life changes? Why isn't he more present as I embrace my own power? It's crucial for the divine feminine to recognize that the inner work she undertakes has a profound effect on this connection. Your journey of self-healing and personal growth is the most powerful way to transform a twin flame relationship. As you reconnect with your authentic self, you also inevitably reconnect with your twin, your mirror soul, a reflection of your deepest essence. However, the reason why the masculine often remains in the background with this silent admiration is because, unlike other expressions of masculine energy in relationships, the divine masculine deeply values a mutual sense of partnership in the twin flame dynamic. He seeks to engage as equals in the relationship. This desire originates from a higher self-awareness that they are energetically aligned and destined to share a partnership where they support each other rather than take from one another. Therefore, if the masculine doesn't feel prepared in the physical realm to fully step forward and be the equal partner that the divine feminine deserves, he may withdraw in communication until he can heal and align himself to meet her as an equal in all aspects of life. His silence during these times reflects his journey toward achieving that balance and readiness. This leads us to another crucial aspect. The second way, the divine masculine experiences twin flame love differently. While both divine masculine and feminine aspire to this model of love, it contrasts with how other forms of masculine energy might typically express love to the feminine. the divine masculine isn't driven to take from the feminine. I know this might be puzzling for some listeners, especially if there have been times in your twin flame journey where the masculine appeared to be seeking something from you, whether energetically or emotionally. Yes, this can occur when the masculine is in a wounded state. However, the key point here is that when the masculine is wounded and resorts to taking from the feminine, or accepts a dynamic where she sacrifices herself for his benefit in the physical realm, it deeply unsettles him on a soul level. Ultimately, this discomfort can lead to cycles of physical separation between the twin flames. Divine masculine energy inherently doesn't resonate with the traditional 3D model of love and relationships centered on give and take, where the feminine sacrifices herself and the masculine takes from her. This fundamental mismatch creates profound dissonance at his core, at his soul level, even if he finds it challenging to express in words. Ultimately, this discordance often prompts him to withdraw or results in repeated cycles of disconnection. Interestingly, in these moments, the masculine is actually honoring the divine feminine by aiming to show up fully healed for her, whether he's aware of it or not. This can be perplexing from the divine feminine's viewpoint. When we, as divine feminines, engage in self-sacrifice, overgiving or stretching ourselves thin for the masculine in search of validation or support, our true divine masculine counterpart, while this pattern may continue for a time, will ultimately withdraw. They withdraw not from the feminine herself, but from the entrenched energy dynamic where the divine feminine steps out of her power to over-sacrifice, while the masculine remains in a disempowered, wounded state, accepting from her. This cycle of imbalance is what they aim to break free from, aspiring instead to achieve a balanced and harmonious union where both partners are empowered and treated as equals. When the masculine withdraws on a soul level, it's a deliberate choice to disrupt old patterns between them, allowing each to individually heal their wounded energies in the physical realm. This process prepares them to reunite under a new paradigm of love, an unconditional love that twin flames embody. This love transcends limitations, sacrifice, or conventional ideas of give and take. The masculine deeply loves and protects his divine feminine counterpart, feeling profound unease when he sees her giving too much or sacrificing herself, even for him. It deeply pains him at a soul level to witness her self-sacrifice or diminish her own strength to please others instead of confidently standing in her power. His love urges her to embrace her true essence, standing tall with confidence and self-assurance. This leads to the third way the divine masculine experiences twin flame love differently. Twin flame love inspires the highest potential in both partners. While it also calls forth the feminine's highest self, a notable difference lies in the masculine's response. When called to embody his highest self, he may not yet feel entirely ready to embrace that elevated version of himself. On the other hand, when the masculine encounters the twin flame connection in the physical realm, he may have already achieved significant material success and stability, firmly grounding himself in the physical world. However, spiritually, he may not yet be prepared to fully embody his highest, most authentic, and spiritually conscious self. As his divine feminine counterpart encourages him towards this conscious evolution and to embrace his ideal self, he often sees her as his perfect match. This recognition is reflected in his thoughts and expressions, sometimes cryptically conveying sentiments like, "I want it to be you in the end," or "You are the one I envision." Occasionally, he may even express, "You deserve better than me," or "I hope you find someone who is better suited for you." What he's truly acknowledging here is his awareness of the gap between where he currently perceives himself and the higher level of consciousness that he knows you, the divine feminine, are encouraging him to reach, an elevated state he admits he hasn't fully embodied in the physical realm yet. For the masculine, experiencing twin flame love involves seeing the divine feminine as his perfect partner and imagining a life with her as his ideal scenario. He feels this way because deep down he senses that this connection and his divine feminine counterpart are guiding him towards his most conscious, healed, and spiritually fulfilled self, not only in material terms, but also in spiritual growth. I understand many of you are deeply curious about how the divine masculine perceives and experiences the twin flame connection, especially those who identify as divine feminines. I hope this discussion has provided valuable insights into these dynamics for you. If you found this session meaningful and crave more, engage with the content. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel Magnetize Official. Share this message with anyone who might find solace and inspiration in these thoughts. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, consider showing your support with a super thanks. It truly helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe for updates and more enlightening content. Thank you all for joining me on this journey of exploration and personal growth. Until we meet again, may you embrace courage, clarity, and unwavering faith in the beautiful path that lies ahead.